Get ready for the next chapter of the Dutton legacy. In the official Yellowstone Spinoff trailer, Beth and Rip face a life-changing decision that could redefine their future. As emotions run high and new challenges arise, will they find the happiness they've longed for? Watch now to catch the first glimpse of their thrilling journey in 2025. The fitting end for the ranch. Episode 13 of Yellowstone's 5th season, Give the World Away, doesn't hold back as the season's second-to-last chapter. As expected, the episode hurried to tie a lot of loose ends and also to create a possibility of a sequel or another season for the beloved show. And for once, Taylor Sheridan tries to take things smoothly. Well, almost. With only one episode left, the stakes are sky high, and this installment does the heavy lifting to guide the characters towards closure while tackling the weighty challenges of the season, especially after that mid-season cliffhanger that had everyone buzzing. At its heart, the episode focuses on the Dutton Ranch's spiraling financial crisis, a plotline that's been brewing since the start of Season 5. Now it all comes crashing down. There's plenty going on, some of it critical, some of it not. But Taylor Sheridan keeps his eyes firmly on the show's bigger picture. Fans have heard the Duttons lament their money problems for what feels like forever. And this episode finally trades words for action. Give the World Away delivers the consequences audiences have been waiting for. Rip Wheeler feels the pressure like never before, grappling with the cold reality of loss. The horse auction becomes the emotional centerpiece, driving home the ranch's decline with the crushing visual of an empty stable. It's a gut-wrenching moment for fans who've stuck with the show for years, a stark reminder of just how much the Duttons have to lose. Sheridan nails the balance, letting this gravity take center stage while weaving in moments of quiet humanity. Beth and Carter share a heartfelt scene, and Rip's bond with Lloyd adds a dash of warmth to the otherwise bleak landscape. These softer moments don't just add depth, they make the heavier beats land with even more impact. But not everything hits the mark. Beth's detour to Texas to visit Travis Wheatley feels like a wild left turn. Travis is living it up, supermodel Bella Hadid, strip poker, the whole circus. And while it's meant to show off his over-the-top personality, it clashes hard with the episode's serious tone. Sure, Rip's later explanation to Beth about why he's friends with Travis is supposed to justify the chaos, but it still feels like Sheridan letting loose for one last joyride. Even so, the detour doesn't derail the episode. Give the World Away knows when to bring the drama, when to step back, and when to pack an emotional punch. It's a raw, heartbreaking setup for what promises to be a finale viewers won't forget anytime soon. Fans were also relieved to see that the ranch would pay its final respects to its former caretaker, John Dutton. And yep, cue the waterworks. John Dutton's funeral. Amid the chaos of the auction, Casey Dutton delivers a quiet but powerful blow. He tells Monica and Beth that the medical examiner's office has released John Dutton's body. Monica immediately steps up, offering to bring him home from the coroner, while Beth shifts gears and begins planning her father's funeral. It's a brief moment in an episode packed with high-stakes drama, but emotionally, it's monumental, and it's clear this is a cornerstone for Taylor Sheridan as he builds toward the Yellowstone finale. For fans, John Dutton is the ranch. He is Yellowstone. His funeral isn't just another plot point. It's a seismic event, one that recenters the story of the Dutton family and their legacy. Thematically, it's a perfect full circle. The second half of Season 5 kicked off with John's murder, and now this chapter of the series is set to end with his burial. It's a poetic choice, but it's also a savvy one. By making John's funeral the focal point of the finale, Sheridan ensures that fans, especially those who may have tuned out after Kevin Costner's departure, have a compelling reason to return for one last goodbye. But the funeral does more than give us closure to John's story. It sets the stage for the future of Yellowstone. If Sheridan wants to continue the series with the current cast, John's death draws a clear line between the past and a potential rebirth of the ranch. Rip even hints at this when he confides in Lloyd about the hope of rebuilding. On the other hand, if Sheridan opts to move forward with an entirely new cast, John's funeral also acts as a definitive farewell to the Dutton family as we know them. It's a strategic, bittersweet move, one that gives fans both a sense of closure and a spark of curiosity about what's next. Lo and behold, episode 13 of season 5 does exactly what fans asked for. Give them a reason to believe that the show would be returning once again. How episode 13 begins a new future. Give the World Away sets the stage for some definitive resolutions while leaving just enough loose ends to keep things interesting. Jamie Dutton finally steps out of the shadows, seeking advice from his ex-girlfriend Christina. A promising move considering how sidelined he felt in the previous episode, Counting Coup. Let's face it, watching Jamie spend the finale frantically fielding phone calls would be a massive letdown. Meanwhile, Casey doesn't mince words about his intentions, making it crystal clear that he's planning to leave the ranch with his family. For anyone still holding out hope for a change of heart, this episode shuts that door firmly. If this truly is the end of the Dutton saga, episode 13 offers enough closure to make it feel complete. That said, fans know Sheridan isn't ready to hang up his cowboy hat just yet. With the Madison on the horizon and 2 Yellowstone prequels already under his belt, there's plenty of room for the story to branch out. The most straightforward and admittedly cliche path would be for the Duttons to pass the ranch to the family featured in the Madison, creating a seamless transition. But Sheridan isn't one to take the obvious route. Paramount could decide to keep the current cast in play, and the ranch might end up in the hands of a younger Dutton, symbolizing a new beginning for the family. Or, and here's a wild card, what if Rainwater took over? His shared commitment with Jon to protect the land could provide a poignant twist, giving Gil Birmingham's character a larger role in the story's conclusion. One thing's for sure, Sheridan knows how to keep his options open. Even if not every fan agrees with his choices, Give the World Away proves he's playing the long game. And if nothing else, viewers can rest easy knowing they're headed toward a satisfying conclusion, no matter where the story rides off to next. At least, that was our biggest takeaway from the episode. And staying true to the subtle hints he drops, Sheridan has made an official confirmation. Yellowstone would be making its way to television once again, but not in the way you'd expect. It's time to step out of the delusion and start accepting the fact that John Dutton's verse is finally wrapped up in the Yellowstone universe. Now, there are other emerging players in the game, and it is everything we expected and more. The Yellowstone spinoff is confirmed. The Yellowstone universe is about to get even bigger, with a freshly announced spinoff focusing on Beth and Rip. As the main series, launched in 2018, grapples with its final act, this new project offers fans a chance to keep the drama alive. While Yellowstone itself has been a massive cultural force, the road to the back half of season 5 hasn't been smooth. Kevin Costner's headline-grabbing exit cast a shadow over the show, and it's clear that the original series is winding down. But where one chapter ends, another begins, and this spin-off proves there's plenty of life left in Taylor Sheridan's modern Western empire. In the days leading up to what many believe is Yellowstone's final episode, it was confirmed that Beth and Rip will be at the center of a brand new series. Though the specifics are still hush-hush, the show is set to pick up after the events of Season 5, Part B. Fans can expect the fallout from the series finale to loom large over the new storyline. And while details about returning characters remain up in the air, it wouldn't be surprising if a few familiar faces popped in alongside the powerhouse couple. Beth and Rip have long been fan favorites, so it makes sense that Sheridan is betting on them to anchor this next phase of the franchise. So far, the spin-off doesn't have an official name, and its plot is being kept tightly under wraps, likely to avoid spilling any finale spoilers. But its announcement casts serious doubt on rumors that Yellowstone might get a 6th season, making it likely that Season 5's finale will officially close the book on the main series. The timing is no accident. Sheridan and his team know that Beth and Rip's turbulent, fiery relationship is one of the show's biggest draws, and putting them in the spotlight for a continuation feels like a calculated move to keep fans invested. This latest spin-off comes alongside the Madison, another Yellowstone offshoot in development, though it's unclear if the two stories will connect. Sheridan has built a sprawling universe with his Yellowstone prequels and spin-offs, and he's clearly not slowing down. He remains the driving creative force behind the new series, which gives fans hope that the tone and style of the original will carry over into this next chapter. For longtime viewers, the Beth and Rip spinoff is a promising way to extend the Yellowstone experience without losing what made the show special in the first place. While it's bittersweet to see the flagship series come to an end, this new project feels like a natural evolution. The Duttons might be closing one chapter of their legacy, but with Beth and Rip at the helm, there's no doubt that the Yellowstone story is far from over. Fans have loved watching these two navigate chaos, love, and loyalty, and now they'll get to see what's next for them in a whole new light. Plus, we'd also be seeing some familiar faces. This Beth and Rip-centered spinoff isn't the first time Yellowstone has branched out. The first big expansion was 1883, a prequel that followed the Dutton family's tough journey west in the 1800s. That was followed by 1923, which dove into the family's next chapter as the Wild West gave way to the modern world. While 1883 wrapped up as a one-and-done miniseries, 1923 was so popular it scored a second season. So far, those are the only Yellowstone spin-offs to actually make it to the screen, but there's more cooking behind the scenes. Take the Four Sixes Ranch spin-off, for example. It was announced a while ago, but there's been no word on its progress for years, leaving fans wondering if it's still happening.